Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Today we have something exciting to show you. Have you ever seen one of these? This is a motovox. I guess. I don't really know. I don't know how you pronounce it. I don't know. I'm not sure. But anyway, should be a neat little toy. Looks like kind of a weed whacker type motor. Give it a little once over. It's got disc front brakes. And believe it or not, they are actually still working, it seems, from what I can tell. Got some little knobbies on here. Looks like it could be a lot of fun. So the first thing we got to do, we're going to get this thing up on this table. We got to see if we can get it running. We're going to check for spark. I don't know. I don't have a key for this, so we're going to have to bypass the ignition. The throttle seems to be freed up. I was thinking, here was my idea. I was thinking I could put some jack stands up here, like so, something like this. Set that on those, maybe, just maybe, because I don't really have a way to keep it from just falling off the table. So let's give this a try. I don't think it's all that heavy. Not too shabby, not too bad. And maybe we can set it up. Oh, yeah. Okay, I might not have thought that all the way through. It seemed like a good idea at the time, but actually this is a horrible idea. But I do feel like maybe, all right, scratch that, guys. Oh, good thing it's light. Okay, scratch that. We're gonna go back to the drawing board on what I'm gonna set it on. This is not gonna work out. Okay, so let's try something else. Put that back there. Safety first with the jack stands, but that's not gonna work for it. So I have a secondary idea that I just came up with that might work. Maybe we can set it on this cooler. I think that would balance on there. That would give us a good bird's eye view of it. It's going to have it up in the air where the motor would be just right for us to work on. Let's see. Now maybe if I don't know. Because that's not any better. Okay. What did we learn? Don't be a jack. Use jack stands for under cars. And coolers are made for cooling, not setting things on, lifting things up. There's no YouTube audience coming, except for one person who's always here, always watching, giving his opinion. Heard him say a dang word, but he's judging, he's looking and judging. He just stares and judges. Back to business, people. Scratch that idea. Who thought of that? Get that out of here. This kickstand is not very good either. Okay, the cooler's not gonna work. So back to the drawing board. Maybe we'll just set it on the table. Maybe we can just use the kickstand up there. All right, let's try that. And then I thought I could come up with some cool way, because I kind of want this thing up higher to make it easier to work on. It's almost too big for this table. It's kind of wanting to roll off the end. What if we did this? Oh, we gotta get rid of the kickstand though. Oh, maybe. Aha! Well, look at that. You know, sometimes things just come together. So I guess we're going to do it like that. And that's pretty stable, believe it or not. It's going to have to do, guys. Okay, so now that we figured that out, and yeah, that was took a little more effort than it should have, honestly. I also have to wonder why in the world these chairs are set up like we have some kind of audience here. I mean, look at, I got 2 chairs there, like then there's chairs over here, the chair over there. Like there's gonna be a whole, like I have a whole audience coming to watch. So let's give it a look over. The first thing I noticed, the chain's awful rusty. Oh. We got the gas tank here, and I looked in this the other day, and let me tell you, it's not looking good. Oh. And it smells smells like paint thinner or something. We do not have a key. There's an on and off switch here, and we're supposed to have a key, but we don't. So we're gonna have to, I think the first thing we should probably do is let's bypass that key and get ourselves some spark. Because I'm quite certain right now there's no spark because we don't have a key. So I think that'll be the first thing we're gonna do. All right, I got some light in there so we can see what is going on. And right here is the back of the ignition. And it looks to me, if I pull this down, oh, mama, that's a little tighter than I wanted. Okay, we can get these wires out. Looks like it's gonna be these 2 wires right here, a black and a red. And I'm hoping it's just as simple as jumping a wire to those 2. I don't know. I'm wondering if I can unplug this right here and just stick it in here. But I think we'll just do a jumper wire. Let me move this over a little. Got a little jumper wire made here. I think what we're gonna do, just give it a 1-2, like so. So we're gonna stick it in here. And I would have to guess that this would be right because all that switch is going to do is turn on. Now the next thing we need to do is figure out, looks like our spark plug is right here. So I'm thinking, oh boy, that just fell right off. Oh. Okay, never mind that piece because it'll still go on there without it. Yeah, it will. Let's pull the spark plug out. All right, I finally got it loose. This is what I had to do. Vice grips on a socket. That's all I could do. This thing just wants to lean this way. So we're gonna get the plug out. It looks pretty dry. No gas, that's for sure. See if it's got any compression just by, oh wow, feels good. Hear that? That sounds healthy. I think that sounds very healthy. And it looks to me like, I think we need to get some of these covers off of here. A lot of grass and stuff inside this motor. Down in here and stuff, like maybe, I don't know if a mouse would have got in there and made a little nest, or I'm not sure. It's kind of weird. Or maybe someone just took this thing off-roading. Now it's got a off and on here. Huh, okay. That must be just carburetor off and on, you know. Well, I would like to see if this has spark. You can set this in here. It's not in the cylinder, guys. I'm setting it on top of the cylinder just to get us a ground. Then maybe we can put the spark plug on our screwdriver. So I'm trying to figure out if we're getting any spark at all. But I don't see it now. So for some reason we're still not getting spark. Still does not seem to be getting any spark. Why? Could it be a wire here? Well, let's just see what other wires we got. This goes under this box, so maybe we should take the screw out right here. There's a Phillips here. We could just see what's under there. Okay. Got it almost off. Sort of ish. Pops into there. Oh, well, we'll put that down there. Pops into this thing. Should just pop out. Cooperate. Oh, there we go. Now I do see a whole bunch of, I don't know what down in here. Grass. Looks like. Maybe we should take this cover off and see what we see. Because I guess we just need to get all these covers off. Because we got to clean all this grass out or we're going to have ourselves a flaming moped. Or no, it's not a moped. A flaming moto. Flaming moto. Who wants a flaming moto? Not me. So let's get this cover off. I really haven't worked on, this will be my first one of these. If you saw my spree video, I have worked on a spree before. This is similar. Yeah, quite a bit different. Motor-wise, it's completely different, really. I don't even know why I said it's similar. You ride them both. That's how it's similar. Because you can ride this, you can ride a spree. Otherwise, there's really nothing similar about it, honestly. And I don't know what else we have holding this thing on here. Oh, it looks like we got another screw over here, which of course my screwdriver is going to be too long to get. Tell you what I'll do. Bring you guys over here. So you can see there is a screw right here that I'm using these to get out because I'm using them like a multi-tool. Okay, now what's holding us? Aha! Progress. Got us a little closer, but I don't see why this red cover won't come off still. Don't see any other screws. She should pop right off there. From what I can tell. Okay guys, I figured out this. You have to take the carb and everything off to get this off. But I wasn't getting a good ground because if you watch here, we are definitely getting spark now. I don't know if that's showing up on the camera. If you look right there, you're going to see it. Look at that. All kinds of spark. So that's a big, big plus for a couple different reasons. For one, I don't have to worry about taking that off now because we've confirmed, what do we know so far? We've confirmed that we have spark. All that's really all it told us, but that is something at least. We're gonna get this cover off next. We gotta get this carburetor cleaned. I think we'll pull these fuel lines off because really we just wanna bypass that fuel tank. That fuel tank is gonna need to come off and be totally cleaned. And I think that's just gonna be a whole nother video. So far our ignition bypass worked. We figured out the switch up there, the run position of that, and we figured out we have spark. So far so good. And our audience has not showed up yet. There's nobody. The only person we got watching us is Bob. And you know he's never any help. He just stares at me. I don't know, one of these days he's gonna get his butt kicked. staring at people like that. Let's go ahead and get this cover off. We'll check this carburetor out. Luckily we had this guy. And I'm hoping it's not going to be as rusty as the rest of them. It feels like a Phillips. I'm doing this blind, kind of like blindfolded like a ninja. Okay, we got it. We made it, guys. It's interesting. All right. Let me show you what we found. Got a little filter here. Looks like it's in pretty good shape. We'll get that cleaned up. Looks like it's been filtering. Otherwise, it looks pretty good. And it does show us a little more about this back cover. And it looks like it actually, oh no, it does kind of look like it just slides on there. But that's okay. See that little plastic thing right there? Just goes down and covers the carburetor, shuts it off. Interesting. Anyhow, we could put our plug back in, spray a little starting fluid in it, give it a pull and see what happens. We do need to clean that gas tank. I think what we'll do is we'll stop here for tonight, guys. I am going to have to get myself cleaned up, head to bed. I got work tomorrow. In the meantime, I will give this thing some thought on which way we should go. Should we go ahead and pull those lines off, make a little external tank to throw those in? Should we just throw some starting fluid in it and see what happens? We know this tank is going to need cleaned out. We know this tank is going to need cleaned out. So until we get that cleaned out, and it is mixed gas. I thought it would be. It's like a little weed whacker motor. It says there, focus already. 40-to-1 2-cycle mix oil. Huh, there you go. So that answers that. So now we just got to figure out which way we're going to do this. I am going to call it a night for tonight though. And we will get back to this tomorrow. And we'll get her fired up, guys.